Evening. We're on Kelling Beach because it is our traditional pairs match. We have it every year and it's a random pairs competition. You just draw a peg, someone else draws one that matches it up, and then you go and fish either end of the beach, and then the two results are added together. We've got a northerly wind, a stiff breeze, sea looks ideal, there's plenty of colour in the first 40 or 50 yards, and then it goes nice and blue. But yeah, looks like it could chuck up a bass or two, and we've yet to sort of do very well up here on the smooth hounds, so maybe tonight will be the night where one or two of them show. But that's what the sea looks like. We've got 24 anglers booked in. They're all behind me in the car park, champing at the bit, ready to get started, and let's see what happens.
Number 1 and number 13 will be a pair. Number 2 and number 14 will be a pair.
Can I apologise in advance? After last week.
You know, nobody has to worry, John's fault is not here. Oh, right, come on then.
I'm too nervous to pick a peg. I'm too nervous to pick a peg.
I've been with you tonight.
You reckon? Oh, right then. I'm not looking for a change.
Where are you?
You're better than 20 minutes. That's not quite a break.
Where you going, Luke? Where you going, Luke? 3?
Yeah, I'm there.
That'll do, won't it? Take that, won't you?
You'll go win it, mate.
See who you've got with you.
Where are you? I don't want
He ain't drawn yet.
No, shout out. 21, sorry. 21.
Can't lose, 21.
Come on, easy.
No, I can't do it at the minute.
10. Mr. Ives.
Don't be no, I'm not worried.
What are you? 9, Barry. Come on in there, 8.
That's not good.
17.
8, Pete Simmons.
8 Pete Simmons.
Right. Where are you going?
10.
Hey!
I never fish well when I'm near you.
Don't take it personally. If you don't win it from there, Carl, mate. I don't
want that video.
It's not, camera's not on, don't worry.
12 is there somewhere. Yeah. Mr. Childers.
4 is at the end of it.
I've got to find out who I'm with. Does it matter who I'm with? Not really, do it? Doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't matter.
20 will be yours.
20.
Yeah. Right, this is the peg. I am smack in the middle of these cliffs here at Kelling, if you can call them cliffs. It's just a rocky ridge, but car park's above that and I'm down here. At least there's a nice lump of concrete to chuck my jacket on, and yeah, here we are. Sea looks quite inviting. Young Julian to my left hand side, and Barry there to my right. So it is just going to be a case of enjoying the evening and seeing if we can catch one of those big bass that have been turning up along here recently. And the sea looks alright, to be fair. Tackle wise, same as normal really. We're going to start like this, so not same rod and reel as we've been using the last couple of matches, and terminal tackle is going to be 6 ounce lead, 3 hook flapper. I've run out of bait stops, so I've just put a little blob of silicone on there. You don't have to have them on flapper rigs, but they do help to stop the crabs and stuff pulling the worms up the hook, and dabs and that sort of stuff. So anyway, size 2 Arno hook, and that's duplicated 3 times. So So it's 3 hook flapper, and yeah, we'll stick some worms on that, chuck it in the water and see what happens. There are said lugworms. Made a bit more effort this week, got some bigger samples, bailed a bit out, and got some better keeping worms. But whether they'll produce more fish than the snotty red things I had last week will remain to be seen. But anyway, they're all lined up along the beach. We've got 20 minutes to the off, and yeah, we've got some very excited participants here tonight, particularly those that have drawn either end. The wreck is down there, and that will always give you a chance of catching a good bass or a smooth hound or dogfish or something. But right up to the left there, that can be just as good. And I don't know about here. If you had the choice, you'd probably go one end or the other. Not here, but we are where we are, and we've got to start trying to make the most of draws when we don't think they're as favourable as they could be. But when you're fishing for probably one big fish, maybe two, surely they can come from anywhere. It's not like whiting and dab season, but remains to be seen, doesn't it? I also forgot to say I've got half a dozen peeler crabs, but if the bass are here, they'll take the worms. If a hound turns up, we'll switch to the peeler, and possibly just a 1 hook clip down or something. If that gets me a bit more distance, and that might be required, it might not. They're not always that far out. You can catch plenty of fish here within the first 40-50 yards of the beach, and 20 yards can be a really good spot for the bass, but it weren't last week, not where I was anyway. Still, we will try. Sun's a bit awkward, I know, but got one of the better casters in the angling club next to me, so he's got a way of fishing and it works really well. So it's probably going to be a 3 hook clip down for him, crab on one, worms on the other two, and then just whack it into oblivion. And I'm sure if there's any smooth hounds about, you'll see him tonight, because he's pretty good at catching them. And he had some bass last week, so he's one to watch. And if that distance tactics pays off, he could easily be in with a shout. So anyway, we're going to do what we're going to do. Everyone along here, and in all the open matches and everything I've been in, they've all got their own styles and their own ways and how they're most comfortable, and I think it goes a long way if you just do what you like. You have a better evening if you do what you like, rather than trying to follow suit of other people. But sometimes you have to. I might be putting a 1 hook clip down with a bit of crab on later on if things get dire, but hopefully we'll get a bite or two. You never know. We've got 15 minutes till the off. Right, that's it. We are in the water, we're fishing. So good lob that was. Julia next to me's whacked it, and the anglers to my right gone all different distances. So I think now, because it's low water, the tide just started running, it's running right to left, and I can see all the way along the beach. So if there is a hound or something comes out early on, we should be able to see where it's come from, and we'll just have to respond. But 3 hook flappers are pretty reliable tactic for catching most things. So in the edge here, there's often a load of little schoolies, but we've got a 30 centimetre size limit on them for the match purposes. They got to be 42 centimetres to keep for the table, but a lot of the ones that are located in behind that first wave are very, very small, or they have been the last couple of days. So there's no point me trying to catch them really if they're not going to count, and I know they're there. But yeah, we just go a bit further than that and just see if there's anything out in the slightly deeper water. I've got angler views in clip downs in the winter, but summertime often the fish are, the species you're fishing for, are often very close. But is right out there. That's not a 40-yard lob. Right. Well, it's a long way to the wreck, but that's where the buckets are moving around. I've seen one bass come up the beach, and Richard two pegs to my right has had a dab, but I think that was about 24-25 centimetres. To my knowledge, there's nothing up there other than a beautiful sunset, and I've got nothing. So I'm looking at the sea, knowing that Julian's pumping crab and worm baits out a long way, and I'm inside that, so I'm just looking at it, thinking about what my options are. Really, it could be do or die, but the last cast came back with a bait all stripped, so I didn't really want to go down to one bait and let a crab sit on it. So we'll persevere with a 3-hook flapper until I think the writing's on the wall, and then it'll have to be a pennel or something chucked as far as I can, I suppose. What would be ideal, I think, is some big white ragworm. I think if they were out there, any bass swimming past wouldn't be able to resist them, but you don't see them very often in club matches. Look at that, that is absolutely beautiful. We've got crab, so they might take that, but that hasn't been doing that well lately. It's all been on worm baits, to my knowledge anyway. There were a lot of bass caught at the Bass Festival, but I'm not quite sure what the tactics were for that. But I wasn't in Norfolk for most of it, but they had some good fish, and they've been coming out all through the week here. So it's just a case of finding what distance they are and what they want. But shouldn't be a problem with a 3-hook flapper. I've never had a problem before, but I don't know. I'll keep thinking. First blood to Julian, we think. Maximum range for him anyway. On the bottom hook, the loop rig.
Crab on one, lug on two, and
yeah.
Lug. Don't know if he's big enough.
Got to be 30 centimetres.
No, 30.
It's got to go 30 centimetres.
28.
28. Oh, there's nothing we can do about that. You're out there though, mate. That's where them hounds are going to be.
Yeah.
I'm still in this coloured water, but there's definitely a band of blue out there where he's fishing, and perhaps the bass are out in that, but they're not usually. Usually catch them under your rod tip, but that's no specimen, so we won't worry too much about it. While we're here, we'll have a look. We always have a look at the rods and reels. Any fish anywhere, tournament, match rod, 125 to 200 grams, and a Blue Millionaire. Right, what am I going to do, Julian? I don't know. Boom rig, I reckon.
Yeah, for a game.
Boom rig in the gutter. Still there, is it? Oh, rod went over though. This is ominous. The caster's getting bites. We thought that was a hound. I might have to go on smooth hound tactics, I think, for very long, because there's not much being caught. One decent fish tonight. Do well. Come off. Unless it's swimming towards you. Oh dear. It's either a bass or a hound, wasn't it?
See what bait it has.
Worms by the look of it. crab's intact. Yeah. Bass has hit it and gone. Yeah, he's had that. Never mind. Right, we took the 3-hook flapper off, and we've had a couple of casts in the gutter now with a boom rig trying to get a flounder. That hasn't worked, but what I have got, if I've remembered to put them in, some of you might remember me getting absolutely slaughtered in the Bass Festival last year, and that was by Wayne McGillaway at Bacton. But anyway, if I've brought them with me, anyway, he gave me the rig he caught all the fish on, and I've copied it. So they're a little earth rig on a size 1 circle hook, and that's just pinned down on a 20-inch snood with a perfection loop, it's called. You can look all this stuff up if you want. I don't make rig making videos because it's just a pain in the arse, but anyway, they're on there, and you just put a bit of crab on that bit of cord, whack it as far as you can, and no one's catching. So I'm just thinking to myself, rather than me just sit here, I might as well gamble. You never know, if you can get a hound or a bass to take that as well, because I've seen that happen, so we know it works. We could do that. That'll be next anyway. Well, one more chuck with these booms and then we'll try that perhaps. So that's what it looks like when it's all tied up. See, that is quite a small piece of crab. There's my thumbnail. So that's what did the damage to me anyway. And that little circle hook's not actually attached to the crab. There's just that bit of cord, and then there's a bit of crap on the hook there, but that's all there is to that. And then this loop hooks underneath the imp, which is my preferred way of clipping it down behind the lead. And we're just gonna whack that. We will have a gamble. We might as well. Can't do any worse than we're doing. We are blanking, and there's a lot of people on the beach who are in the same position, so let's hurl that out there. That man again. Oh, it's a dab. I thought it was a bass.
Yeah, dab.
24. Big enough to count. Yeah, that's what it is. Do you mind measuring my little bass while we're at it? Right, I'm sure it's undersized. Ugh. I'll let you. At last, fish on the card. Another schoolie. That one's over 30 centimetres, so he'll be pleased. Your turn next. Sometimes you have to walk to find fish. Ugh. I'll just show them that. High 30s, isn't it? Yeah, be up there. I've just had one bass, bit smaller than that, not big enough. Yeah, well, there's a few coming out, aren't they? But they're only them little tiny schoolies. He's managed one anyway. Sorry?
Taking the rig off and put it back on again.
It's because you're stressed, you're under pressure. Match is going to come down to these bass really, if you can get them in size. After much debate with myself, I've stuck a pennel on there and a couple of worms, and we got a basslet. But that's what they are, they're not big enough. So that'll only be about 26, 27 centimetres, so no good. But I'm alternating between that little dongle with a crab on, and now this worm bait, and we've just got no one's catching anything anyway, so it's just going to be a case, I think, of the last hour getting a bit of tide and trying to get a decent fish on the card. 9 o'clock, we've got an hour and a half, we're losing the light, people are catching them little schoolies, but yet to see anything decent. It's all it's going to take, something good. I like that spot down there on the very end. We've got another one, but I don't think even this one, worms are out fishing the crab, but I'm still going to stick with the crab because one smooth hound and you're laughing. But he's going to be, what's he going to be? He's going to be another one of the same ilk as the other two. 28 centimetres. Beautiful little fish. But he's not going to go on the card, so I'm still blanking with about an hour and 10 minutes to go. But what do you do? I'm not the only one. Oh yes, he's got one. What you got, mate? A dab. Right, one hound, that's what we need, one hound. We'll have a look while there. Yeah. 24 centimetres. Well done, mate. That's usually me bashing the tiddlers out, and him catching the smooth hounds, but I'm not catching smooth hounds and he's doing a job. Never mind. Got to be one good fish out there, that's what there's got to be. Got to be. Like that place at Eastbourne, that's what we want. More of them. Right. Well, we found a tactic that works, and it's just basically get a worm bait, chuck it as far as you can, and then just catch these bass. But the trouble is, I've had 4 now. Julian's had another couple, 28 centimetres a piece. None of them count, so we are just literally wading through them. Half an hour left. We just need something big, because I think that's all it's going to take to do really well tonight. Yeah, we could blank. I'm blanking at the moment. There's another one on there at the minute I can see banging about, so they're taking it within 2 or 3 minutes of it in the water. It's just whether you can get one that's actually big enough to measure 30 centimetres, so it's quite unusual. We normally get some much better fish among them, but not around me tonight so far. But we've still got a bit of darkness, so you never know. Last cast would do. There are dabs here. Julian's figured out how to get amongst them. Why do I always do this? I've like made a decision to fish for something that's not probably here. Another dab.
What's our fishing for?
No, you're on a lot smaller gear than I am, I think. But anyway, that'll go 26 or something, won't it? Yeah, 26 centimetres, nice flatty. This one big bait approach, lovely as it is when it works, it's not working. Not at all. You live and learn, unless that goes hooping over. That's banging about every cast. A lot of them are so small they're not even hooking themselves. They're just taking the wrong end of lugworm or something probably, because I've got 3 of them 3 good sized worms on a pennel. But if it pays off, we'll be laughing. Yeah, yeah. Several of them are now picking up the flatties, but could all go wrong. Someone gets a 50 odd centimetre plus bass, but it's not happening at the minute. A couple of casts left. Apologies to my partner, whoever that happens to be, but I've got frustrated with the little tiny bass, so now we've just made a great big crab bait. There must be one smooth hound round here, and we're just going to leave that to soak, because those little bass peck away at it, and hopefully they won't be able to engulf it. So we've put a crab on there, and we just need that to all go slack and lay on the beach. But that is a gamble. I know there's flatfish coming out, and I know some of those bass will nudge over 30 centimetres, but as always at this time of year, I always struggle, so no surprise there, but something good could happen, and you got to try. What a cracking evening this one's been. It's a shame I haven't caught anything worth catching, but yeah, nice night on the beach. Nearly at an end, but a 30 centimetre pelting next door for Julian. Well done, mate. Straight lug, yeah. I think that's probably what's ripping these crab baits to bits. Right, if nothing happens, I'll see you in the car park. Sums my night up. Crab bait, 29 centimetre bass. There you go. You got your tactics spot on. A 19 centimetre pelting. Where's these smooth hounds?
Give up on that. 24.
Yep. Yep. You've managed to accumulate some points. I should have stick on the... Well, it's easy to say in hindsight, isn't it? But yeah. I should have stuck with a 3-hook flapper, I think, and just fished for bits, but...
That's why I got a Pond Pete rig on now.
What, you on the booms?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? That
well,
always...
That pout, it just ruined one of the smooths.
Yeah, that'll always pick out a few bits and pieces. But this time last year, I was just getting smashed up every week with smooth hounds and...
What was the dab? 24?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they should be it. There should be a few. I mean, there's... Oh, there's a bite. That's another bloody schoolie. Yeah. Great fun if you're on light gear and you're pleasure fishing, but frustrating in a match. Well, I've not blanked. I reeled in the what I thought was going to be the last cast, and it ended up I had time for 2 more minutes, so I just lobbed it in the edge, and this flounders took it. I don't know where my measure is now. Everything's packed away, really. Let's see if we can ascertain how big it is before we get over to Julian, but it's good fish actually. With his mouth open, well, with its mouth shut, it's 32 centimetres, so yeah, we're on the card finally.
Are we all here? Right. Right, as it was pairs, we've sort of done a 1, 2, 3 plus biggest flat, biggest round. So in third place, the pair in third place, Ian Childerhouse, Carl Eves, 18 fish, 213 points.
Well done.
Go then, up you come.
Oh, come on!
Yeah. You get some money. You caught everything.
Don't worry about it. It's a pairs match. It's a team. Well done. There you are, look.
Well done, buddy.
Well, William. Thank you.
Nice.
You got that,
Yeah, I've got that, yeah.
Right, second position. Yeah, is with 12 fish is Richard Ives and Roger Cunnington. 270 points, second place.
Well
Where's Richard?
Come on, Rick.
Well done, partner.
This week. Yeah, I told you, mate. Do well. Well done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well done. That's 2 weeks in a row. Right. And in first place, with 19 fish, 324 points, Chris Spall and Rob Ford.
Well done, boys.
Well done.
I wouldn't have signed them off if
Well
I'd have
done,
known now.
Thank you very much. Well done, Rob.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
It's a change, isn't it? Right. Biggest flat. Roller drums. Pete Simmons with a 32 centimetre flounder.
Well done, Peter.
That was nothing but a fluke, I'll tell you that.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
And the biggest round Williamy, bass 46 centimetres.
Whee!
Beat me by a centimetre.
Pink hat.
As soon as I put it on,
Well done, Will.
Right, Wizzy, where are you? Come and draw like you peg.
Come on, Wiz.
Now remember, I signed all yours off.
Have a look then.
come on, Luke.
Second one down.
Oh, he's gone to the top.
That's stuck to mine.
Dave Mathers.
Can't go wrong at the moment, Dave.
You better be lucky with good, mate.
That's it, mate. That's what
Well
we've gone
done.
for.
Nice one.
Right, that's enough of the goodies doled out. Next week we're on the sand at Caister, so hopefully there should be a few smooth hounds.
Southwesterly winds as well, forecast.
Yeah. Anybody round